Hey there, here we are again, just a bunch of footy fans having some footy fun on FootyFin. And look, I want to do a few predictions as to which teams are going to make the top eight and which ones are going to miss out. And yes, very observant, you've seen, I've got the Dolphins and the Roosters hoodies behind me here. And there's going to be a bit of a focus on those two clubs amongst a few others. And I'm going to make a bold prediction, but one of them, but not the other, is going to make the top eight. So which one's it going to be? Wait and see. So anyway, look, I want to focus on about 6 teams here and just look at their fixtures, their draw from rounds 22 through to 27. Into the home and away season and make a few predictions and see where they'll finish up in terms of points. So what I've got here are the Sharks, the Eels, the Knights, the Dolphins, Souths and the Roosters. I'm assuming that the top 5, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Warriors, the Storm and the Raiders are all going to make the 8. Likewise, the Cowboys, I'm assuming the Cowboys are going to make the 8. And for today, sorry Manly fans, but I'm assuming Manly aren't going to make the 8. Now, some might think I'm being a bit generous by considering the Roosters and the Dolphins who are on 12th and 13th, but look, so be it. So here we go. And of course, I talked the other day about the bye system, and that does add a bit of confusion here. But the Sharks are sitting on 6. They played 18. They've got 26 points, had 3 byes. So this is what the Sharks run-in looks like. They play the Panthers away. Bit of a tough run-in. Panthers away, Souths over in Perth. They play the Titans at home, the Cowboys away, the Knights away, and play the Raiders at home. So not the easiest last 6 games there at all for the Sharks. And of course, they have been struggling a bit. People are calling them the gummy Sharks. Are they the real deal? Can they actually mix and match it and compete with top 8 teams? It all is waiting to be seen. So look, listen, anyway, here's what I'm saying. They're going to lose to the Panthers and lose to Souths. They're going to beat the Titans. They're going to lose to the Cowboys in Townsville. They're going to beat the Knights and they're going to lose to Canberra. That gives them 2 more wins and Sharks end up on 30 points by my reckoning. Will that be enough? The Eels, okay, they're sitting in 8th on 24 points. They've still got a bye in hand, so that'll help them. They play the Storm away. I'm tipping they're going to lose that. They play the Dragons at home. They'll win that. Play the Broncos away, lose. Play the Roosters at home, win. Play the Panthers away, lose. Then in round 27, they get a bye and a guaranteed 2 points. So 2 wins and a bye. They also finish on 30 points by my calculations and predictions. Right, Souths. So believe it or not, despite South sort of being so dominant at times and having a load of players in the Origin teams, they're only sitting on 9th. They've had just the 2 byes though. They're on 24 points. So here's what their run-in looks like. Play the Tigers in Tamworth. Souths have got a bit of a road trip happening at the moment actually. They played at Sunshine Coast the other night, and because I think of the Women's World Cup using the Olympic Stadium, they're playing a lot of games. So they play the Tigers in Tamworth, they'll win that. They play the Sharks over in Perth, they'll win that. They play the Dragons up in Cairns, go figure, they'll win that. They play the Knights away, I reckon they'll still win. Then they have a bye, 2 points, and then they play the Roosters at home. Of course, a local derby, fiery clash, but I reckon Souths will win that. So in fact, I've got Souths coming away with maximum points, another 12 points. Sounds ambitious, I know. But Souths will finish on 36 points and easily make the 8. Look, even if they lose one of them, they'll probably still make it. Okay, so here's where the rubber hits the road. The Knights are sitting on 10th. They've had all 3 byes and they're on 23 points. They're going to face the Raiders away. I think they'll lose that. They play the Dolphins over in Perth. Now, the Dolphins don't have the best record on the road, and when two teams go to a neutral venue like this, on the other side of the country, mind you, it's hard to predict, but I'm tipping the Dolphins to win that. The Knights face the Dogs at home, they'll win that. They face Souths at home, they'll lose. Sharks at home, I've got them actually losing that one at the moment, but who knows? And then they play the Dragons away and they'll win that. So 2 wins to come for the Knights, and that'll have them finishing on 27 points. Even if they were to beat the Sharks, that's still 29 and probably not enough. So by my predictions, sorry Knight Rider, I'm predicting that the Knights are not going to make the top 8. Okay, so that leaves us with the Roosters and the Dolphins. And look, the sun happens to be out on the Dolphins hoodie at the moment. Is that an omen? Let's wait and see. So the Roosters are sitting on 12th. Roosters and the Dolphins are both on 22 points from 18 games, 8 wins and 3 byes. Interestingly, their for and against is almost identical. -88 for the Roosters, -91 for the Dolphins. So only 3 points in that. So how are they going to shape up? So I've got the Roosters. They play the Broncos away this weekend. They'll lose that. They'll play Manly at home. I've actually got them losing that, but you never know. You never know. They could beat Manly. The Dolphins, they've got them at home. I'm going to tip, interestingly, that the Roosters will beat the Dolphins in round 24. They've got the Eels away. They'll lose that. Tigers at home. Of course, they'll win that. And then Souths away in that local derby, they'll lose that. So even in beating the Dolphins, that only leaves the Roosters finishing on 26 points. If they beat Manly, 28. So interestingly, after they play in Brisbane this weekend, all the rest of their games are in Sydney, but it's not looking good for the Roosters by my predictions. And finally, the Dolphins. Sitting in 13th at the moment, as I said, on 22 points. So here's their run into the finals. They play the Dogs up in Bundaberg. They'll win that. They play the Knights over in Perth. A bit hard to pick that one, but I'll say they'll win that. They got the Roosters away. They'll lose that. Tigers away. They'll win. They're facing the Cowboys at home in Brisbane, but they'll lose that. And then they face the Warriors at home. I've got them winning that one to come home with a wet sail and finish on 30 points. 30 points, you heard it here. Dolphins to finish on 30 points, even if they don't beat the Roosters or the Cowboys, and they will make the 8. So there you have it. Bit of a longer post, but that's my predictions at the moment. So there you go. Dolphins to make the 8, Roosters not this year, sorry. Okay, take it easy. Look out for my tips. Please like, subscribe, all of that. Until next time, catch you between the sticks. See ya.